Hello everyone, welcome again to another lazy show where we teach you AutoCAD in a way that it's more productive so you can stop wasting your time, right? As always, we show up here each Sunday at 10 a.m. and that is Pennsylvania in the United States time. So we're gonna start soon. I like to read some of your comments also, as always. I know there are people already commenting on the chat. That's great that you are here with me. We are 10 people live so far. That's awesome. But as always, before doing anything else, I like to say thank you to these folks on my screen. These folks are people who believe in my work, on what I do, which is again show up here live to share some of my knowledge, right? To try to save you a little bit of time working in AutoCAD. So thank you. These folks are people who support me either on Patreon or as a YouTube member. Thank you very much. All right, so let me jump back to the chat now to see how are you doing today, right? Hopefully you are doing good. I'm very excited to be here with you today, where we're gonna go over some of the most common dimension problems in AutoCAD, right? This is related to, again, dimensions, but it will apply to beginners as well as advanced users, right? Dimensions is a very advanced or complex topic or item in AutoCAD, and we're gonna try to figure things out here for you, and of course sharing some of my tips and tricks. Hopefully they're gonna be helpful to you. So let's jump to the chat now, and we have our friend Altamach says, "Hi Irving." Hi Altamach, happy to have you here again. That's awesome. Hope you're doing good. Our friend Douglas says, "Hello all." Hello Duke, happy to have you here as always. Martin is on the chat also. Hi all. Hi Martin, happy to have you here again. That's great. Douglas says, "What's up Irving?" What's up, Duke? I'm doing pretty good. Hope you're doing great too. We're gonna start soon. Douglas says, "Good tunes." Yeah, happy you are enjoying that tune, as you're saying. It's kind of to make these live streams a little better. So, and also to give some folks a little bit of time, right, to join the live streams. Most of the time we start the presentation right away, and then people miss some of the beginning, right? So hopefully that short intro it's helping to some folks digging the tunes. So it looks like people are enjoying again the music. So for people who are interested, that's like a Peruvian music or soundtrack. Kumar says, "Good morning, sir." Good morning, Kumar. Happy to have you here with us again. Hope you're doing great. Martin says, "If you get a minute, how do you reset your profile to default? Thanks." Sure. Let me first finish reading some of your comments, and we can tackle that later, Martin. Maybe after the presentation, right? So yeah, definitely I'm gonna go back to your question. Martin says, "No sound." Really, I can see the microphone right here moving up and down, so I think we're good with the sound, right? Georgina says, "Hello Georgina, happy to have you here with us." So from Facebook, Georgina is connected. That's great. Martin says, "My mistake." Oh, I think you're referring to the sound, right? Yeah, we're good with the sound, so that's great. All right. So again, Martin, I'm gonna go back to your question after the presentation, right? To keep this live stream moving. And of course, I like to do a giveaway today, a contest. So stay tuned for that after the presentation for the details. So we're gonna share or do a contest to win a 100 AutoCAD tips for you. It's a course that usually it's $10, right? But I'm gonna give it away today to one of you folks. So yeah, I'll give you the details after today's presentation. All right, so let me get ready over here on my screen so we can start, right? Let's see. Okay. Let's see over here. Okay. All right, so let me start getting ready over here. Okay. So give me a couple of seconds, guys. I'm getting ready over here. We are doing all of this live, so that's one of the I would say disadvantages, right, of doing this live. Okay, so let me close this. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay. All right. Okay, I think we are ready, guys. All right. So here are 5 drawings with different dimension problems. So let me go over on how to solve them and also share some of my best tips and tricks. So let's go and start with the problem or dimension problem number 1. And this would be, let's see over here. Okay. So the first problem would be the inconsistency with the dimension layers. As you can see over here in my drawing, we'll have a dimension on a anode dims layer and these other ones on a dim layer. Of course, they have different properties such as color and so on. So this is a very common problem with dimensions in AutoCAD. So let me ask you on the chat if you are facing this problem. Say yes or not on the chat. I wanna hear from you if you are facing also this very common dimension problem, right? So put yes, no on the chat. But again, this is very common in AutoCAD. And the solution for this, it's a very simple solution, but very powerful also. So Martin says yes on the chat. Again, that's what I picked this problem number 1 because I can see even at the office, at the architecture office where I work, sometimes I open other people's drawings and I see immediately dimensions with different colors, and I know immediately they are on different layers. That's right. So Altamach says yes also. Our friend Douglas, probably he's not facing this problem because he's a pro, an AutoCAD pro. I'm just kidding, Doug. But yeah, Altamach is also facing this problem. All right, so let me now give you a. Here we go. Doug says, "Not really. I kept everything by layer." Great, Douglas. Yeah, I mean, again, this is a common problem, but let me give you a solution, right? So the solution that we can, let's see. Our friend Kumar has also a comment, says no, because set the dim default layer to layer dim. Here we go, Kumar. Your answer is very close to what I'm gonna suggest here for the solution, but let me go ahead and let's see. Our friend MM is on the chat. MM, if you can give us your real name, that would be great. But thank you. Welcome to the live stream. Says same. We've got it set up that way in our office. Okay. So let's see. So the solution again, it's very simple but very powerful in the way that we can utilize a system variable to control, as Kumar was saying, the default layer for our dimensions, right? So for instance, if I draw a dimension right now, right, what's gonna happen is it's gonna come on a layer A anodims, and this one is on A anodims, but this one is not, right? So again, this system variable, it's called dim layer, and once we use this system variable, we can again set a layer, right? For instance, we can say the dimensions. This is just to give you an example, right? And then look what's gonna happen once I add a dimension. Our dimension will come on that dimension layer. Isn't that great, guys? So hopefully you can implement this tip or trick immediately in your workflow if you're not already using it, right? So that was the dimension problem number 1. And let's see if people have comments or questions so far before we moved to the next dimension problem, right? What do you think so far about this tip number 1? Our friend Douglas says, yes, Kumar, I do the same, and my layer is typically red, and the defaults are set to layer, not by block. Great comment, Doug. Let's see, before we move on to the next, to the dimension problem number 2, let's see if people have comment or questions. Douglas says, same with text. That's right, Douglas. What Douglas is referring is that in the same way we set up a layer for a default, for a default layer for a dimension, we can also do kind of the same procedure for text, right? So there is this system variable called text layer, and again that will kind of do the same procedure, set up a default layer for your text. Anyway, I think we are ready to move to the dimension problem number 2. So let's keep moving over here. With 9 people connected live, that's great that you are here with me and with everyone, right? So let's move to the dimension problem number 2. And this would be the dimension extension lines crossing objects. So as you can see over here, this is again a very common problem in AutoCAD, where sometimes I receive drawings and the dimension lines again are everywhere, overlapping objects, and again this doesn't look professional. So a way to solve this problem is again very simple, by using the following technique, which is opening your dimensions style manager using, of course, the dimst command. So once we do that, of course, we will have to know the dimension style, right? If you don't know, you can, of course, select one of the dimensions and go to your properties. And here we go, we have the dimension style named as SAL96. So once we know that, we can, of course, go to the dimension style manager. And by picking our dimension style, we can modify this. And the option that we need to modify is under the lines tab. There would be an option that says fix length extension lines. So once we check that, and of course we can change the numbers, but ½ inch works for this example. And once we click OK and close, you're gonna see that our dimension extension lines are looking way more professional and are all consistent and have the same length. So what do you think about this solution to solve dimension extension line crossing objects? So let me know on the chat. It's because again, this is very common in AutoCAD. By the way, are you facing this problem? Say yes, no on the chat before we moved to the next dimension problem, right? Let's see, we have questions or comments on the chat. Let's see, our friend Douglas Michael says, Jess Kumar, I do the same for my layer. Okay, so I think I read that one already. Douglas says, same with text. Yeah, I think I already explained that. Martin says, I like it a lot. Happy to hear that, Martin. Thank you for letting me know also, right, that you are finding these solutions, these dimension problems helpful, because again, they are very common, right, in AutoCAD. Again, even more experienced designers at the architecture office where I work, sometimes I found these common problems, right, with dimensions. Martin says, never knew that. Yeah, Martin, so that's why we are here today, right, to again share a little bit of our knowledge and learn, right, so we can be more efficient when we work in AutoCAD. Our friend Douglas says, I do use it, but if it's only a couple dims, I just grab a grip and drag it back. Yes, Douglas, so that makes sense. Of course, if you have just a couple of dimensions here and there, you can, of course, manually grab the grips, right, of the dimension, and of course, put it on the correct location, maybe here, or I don't know. But again, that's if you have hundreds of dimensions like in this drawing, that would be a waste of time, right? So that's why we went over this simple solution, simple tip and trick. By the way, again, after this presentation, we're gonna give away 100 AutoCAD tricks for you. That's a course that usually It's $10, but we're gonna do a contest, so maybe you can win it. Let's see. Martin says, yes, Douglas, I tend to do that a lot. Soungrana Junk is on the chat. Welcome aboard. I think you're new to the live stream, but that's great that more and more folks are finding our live streams, right? So that means either YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn is recommending our live streams to more and more people, which I'm very happy for that. Soungrana says, what if I have some text I want to turn on and keep the others off, but still want to use text layer? That's a great question. What if I have some text I want to turn on and keep the others off, but still want to use text layer? Oh, I think you're not talking about dimensions. You're talking about the text layer tip that Douglas was referencing, right? So we can, Soungrana, go back to your question after the presentation, just to keep things going, right, with these dimension problems. Your question is about text, so I'll go back to your and Martin's question in a moment. Martin says, I tend to polish up other CAD designer drawings so they don't do such things. Okay, so yeah, I mean, Martin, people who are AutoCAD professionals, meaning they use AutoCAD for work, it's common to work with drawings from other people, right? So most of the time, somebody else do an existing condition. They send you those plans, and that you start generating your proposed floor plans and so on. So again, this is very common to work with other people's drawings. So yeah, Martin, thank you for sharing, and let's keep moving with the third dimension problem and solution, right? And this would be the inconsistent dimension scales. As you can see in this elevation drawing, the scale or size of the dimensions are inconsistent, right? And again, this will make your drawings not look professional, of course. So, and this is very common, right? Again, when receiving drawings, your dimensions might be in different sizes or scales. Say yes or no in the chat if you ever faced this problem. Let's see. Let's see if people had this issue before. Sangrana says, Douglas says, Sangrana, you might look into using layer filters. So we'll get back to that, Doug, about the text question. Our friend Dropout Engineer is on the chat. We were asking, I think you are just arrived, Dropout Engineer. We were asking if people ever face this problem of dimension scales inconsistency. Say yes or no on the chat if you ever faced it. Happy to have you here, Dropout Engineer. You're a little late, but that's okay. Martin says, not yet. Not yet, meaning you didn't face this scaling issue. Douglas says, repeating my words. Lord. Kumar says, yeah, this is common problem when we are working in so many dim styles. Here we go. One of our friends, Kumar, in this case, is facing this issue. And again, because this is very common, right? So Armando Link says, yes, it's true. Armando, welcome to the live stream. I think you are also a new visitor. That's great. Welcome aboard. We are here each Sunday at 10 a.m. for people who don't know, right? All right, so let's keep moving now. With 9 people connected live, that's great. So again, this is a scaling problem, and so let's kind of inspect what's going on here, right? To better understand why are we having this problem. So if we select one of the dimensions and go to our property palette, we can see that the dim style is Arch 96. And if we go to the bigger dimension, we can also see that it is the same dimension style. So then what's going on, right? So the reason why this is happening is because there is a system variable that can control the scale of dimensions, and this system variable is called dim scale. So dim scale, again, if we use that, we can set up a scale for our dimensions, and right now it's set to 8 feet. So how do we know the correct scale that we need to set this, right, in order to get correct dimension size? So we already did an entire video about scaling, but let me find that scale chart that I shared, so you can let's see. We have a couple of comments on the chat. We're gonna read it soon, but let me find that chart, right? I'm trying to find it here on my second screen. Give me 1 second, guys. I want to answer this problem. Okay. Let's see if it's in here. Test beginner fast section. All right, so the chart, I'm gonna have to download it live. Let's see. Alright guys, let's do this together. So I'm gonna have to download this chart. I'm having problems finding this chart on my files. So what I'm gonna do is download it, right? Really quick, because I shared this chart with you already, and here we go. It's right here. So let me download it. Oh, okay. So I can share it like this, I believe. All right. So this is the chart, the scale chart that I was referring to for the factors and scaling. And this is based on our drawing scale or viewport that is right here for architectural. And basically what's happening is that in order to set up the correct scale for our dimensions, we will need to, of course, go to paper space and check our viewport scale or drawing scale, right? So we can, of course, get inside by double clicking on our viewport, and we will be able to see that our drawing is at 3/16 of an inch scale. So that's very important. So once we know that, we can go back to the chart, and if we find 3/16 right here, we can see that the factor or scale factor would be 64. And that's the number that we need to set up our dimension scale. So again, dim scale, and let's set that to 64. And if we draw our dimension out, of course using the regular dimension command, and go from here all the way up here, we can see that our dimension comes in the correct size. So we can erase this huge dimension now, and that's how we solve that problem or of dimension scale or inconsistency with dimension scales. So what do you think, guys, about this solution? Have you ever faced this problem? Do you think this solution is it's useful or not? Let me know on the chat before we move to the dimension problem number 4, right? So let me jump to the chat now, and let's see. This is a okay, I think I already read that. Douglas says, Irving, what fonts is your dimensions? So my dimensions, Douglas, it's a font called Arch Style. As this is the font that we use for architectural drawings. So again, the name is Arch Style. Let's see. We have more comments in the chat before we proceed to the dimension problem number 4, right? Let's see. Sangrana says, thank you, Douglas Mikel. Let's see, our friend Douglas says, I typically will use annotative dims if I'm doing a lot of details at different scales. 1/2, 3/4, and so on in the same drawing file. I'm doing just plans. If I'm doing just plans, I'll use dim scale. Okay, so you are sharing how what's your workflow with dimensions. That's great, Douglas. Thank you for sharing. So yeah, let's see. Whoa, Xiomara Araujo is sending, I believe this is a super chat or super sticker. I'm not sure, but thank you very much, Xiomara, for believing on my work, right? For supporting these live streams, guys. So if you don't know, for people who don't know, you can support the live streams, right, in this way as Xiomara is doing it, with super chats, super stickers, and so on. But so thank you, Xiomara. I'm very happy that you're supporting our work. A laptop computer with work on the screen. What do you mean, Xiomara? Maybe you can expand on your comment. A laptop computer with work on the screen. Armando says, thank you, man. I've been following you a couple of months ago. You are an excellent designer and show us a really good skills in AutoCAD. Thank you, Armando, for sharing your thoughts with everyone here live. Right, I'm happy that you are finding useful our tutorials, our live streams, right? Thank you very much for letting me know. Kumar says, I didn't use this because my place always used to dim scale 1:1, so we have to move this to accurate dim style sometimes. Okay, thank you for sharing, Kumar. Xiomara says, thank you for all. Thank you very much, Xiomara, for your super chat, I think it was, or super sticker, I'm not sure, but thank you very much. Francis says, I join now. HB, what's HV? Welcome, Francis. You're a little late to the live stream, but that's okay. So let's continue, guys, with 10 people connected. Let's see. Xiomara uses super sticker. Oh, it was a super sticker. Great. All right. Thank you for letting us know, right? Because here on my end doesn't say anything, right? It only says Xiomara 199, but it doesn't say if it's a super chat, super sticker. So that's why I was asking. Thank you, Xiomara. All right, guys. So let's keep moving with the dimension problem number 4. So the dimension problem number 4 is about dimension associativity. Yes. So what will happen if the dimensions are not associated with your drawing, right? So for instance, let's see over here. Okay, let me open my XREF because this problem will use an XREF, right? Let me close this. So let's see over here. Let me refresh my XREF. Okay. So let me open my XREF first before I do anything. Let's see, let me fix this really quick, right? Because we're doing this live, so just give me a second, guys, right here, so I get ready. Okay. All right, so I think I'm ready now. So dimension associativity, right? Look what will happen with this restroom and this mechanical room over here that, of course, are within dimension right here, 8 feet, 5 feet 6. So if we don't have our dimensions associative, what will happen is that if we open our XREF, right clicking on it and going to open XREF, for instance, if I modify my restroom, stretching it using the stretch command, so let's say I stretch these 12 inches down, like so, right? 12 inches. I'm gonna move this like so, and I'm gonna save my drawing, right, with Control S. So if I go to my floor plan and reload my XREF, what's gonna happen is that our dimensions, since they were not associated, are not updating per our changes, right? And this is a very common problem. And sometimes what people do here is, of course, manually adjust their dimensions, right? So, but that's not the most efficient way to do this, guys, because what will happen if we do dozens of changes? Would we want to go to each dimension and manually update it? No, of course. So let me know on the chat if you ever faced this problem with dimension associativity. So let's say yes or no on the chat. I'm very curious if you ever faced this problem, of course. So let's see. Let me jump to the chat. Let's see. Kumar says, yes, this is a great tool. Associate or disassociate dims sometimes become very handy. Yeah, so you're talking about this problem that we're just talking about, the associativity for dimensions. So let's see. Sangrana says, your tips are so great. Fewer steps and less things to worry about. Thank you, Sang. Well, I'm gonna I'm gonna call you by Jack because that's easier to remember, Jack. So thank you for sharing your thoughts, Jack, with everyone here, because that's like a motivation for me, right, to keep doing what I'm doing. So thank you, Jack, for your kind words. Let's see. Dropout Engineer says, sir, my theme style A1 and A2, but selection only theme style A1, only possible macro. Oh, Dropout, so you're requesting a macro command to select only your dimension style A1. So what I'll suggest is send me an email with your request, with your drawing, with your dimension style, everything ready for me, right, to maybe do a live stream and create a unique command for you, right, maybe. So that's what I'll suggest. Dropout Engineer. Douglas says, at times I do. Douglas, you're referring to so you manually adjust your dimensions, right? So we're gonna show you a better way to do it, Douglas, so you don't have to manually adjust your dimensions when you update your XREF or modify your base plan, right? Your XREF. So let's see. First we have a comment says no. So our friend Francis is not facing this problem. That's great. So that means Francis might be doing something good, right? So that's great. Thank you for sharing, Francis. Martin says, no, not yet, but never know. Might need it tomorrow. Martin, so usually, again, this happens if you are constantly using XREFs, right? XREF simply means you're utilizing or bringing a reference, let's say a different drawing, into your current drawing, and you are drawing in top of it, right? Like adding dimensions, text, and so on. So that's very common to do it in a professional environment, right? So maybe you are still not working with XREFs, Martin. Kumar says, but I know as always we learn something new about this. Thanks, Master Sir. Thank you, Kumar. Depends on the template I use, says Douglas. Ricky Bobby says, Ricky, I think you're also new to the live streams. That's great that you are here with us. Welcome aboard. We are here each Sunday at 10 a.m. if you want to join us. So Ricky says, are you able to use annotative dimensions for a detailed drawing at 1 to 10 model space and printed from paper space at 1 to 100? Yes, Ricky, you're referring to annotative dimensions. That's an advanced topic, and we might do an entire live stream about those, right? Because that's again a very advanced subject in AutoCAD. A lot of folks don't like to use the annotative dimensions because all of the issues that might come with it, right? For instance, at the office, the architecture office where I work, we don't use those, right? Because again, the moment that we start using annotative dimensions, that means all the folks on the company will need to understand how they work, right? That means they will need to incorporate like 10 different system variables to control their annotative dimensions. And most of the time that's hard to do, right? People just, most of the time, they use the basic commands. They're not going to be able to implement annotative dimensions. But that's a great topic, Ricky. Hopefully we can do a live stream, an entire live stream about annotative dimensions. Armando says yes. I think you are answering to the question if you ever faced the dimension associativity problem, Armando. says, I faced this problem while working on Xref. Altamash. Yeah, that's what we're gonna solve right now. But let me read a couple more of your comments. I might not have associated themes set up in some templates. Some I do. All right, Duke. Martin says, yes, please. More live sessions. Do more live sessions on theme on AutoCAD. All right, so I'm happy you guys are enjoying this live stream, and let's keep our move with the solution, right? Ricky says, thank you for your time. I really appreciate your videos. Thank you, Ricky. And again, for people who are saying thank you and that this was useful and so on, I like to read those comments because it's a motivation for me, right, to keep showing up. Sometimes I might get discouraged because, you know, people don't show up or so on, but these type of comments as the one from Ricky, from Kumar, from Altamash, saying thank you for sharing, I really love those comments. So thank you, Ricky, and let's keep moving. All right, so the solution to this problem of dimension associativity is, it's a system variable. Yes, it's another system variable, and this system variable is called dim assoc. So if we use dim assoc for associativity, of course, I'm gonna use and press enter. We will have to set up a number, right, from 0 to 2, I believe. And if we don't know what's going on, what we can do is press the F1 on our keyboard. Of course, let me try it again, F1. And AutoCAD will give us some information, some useful information, right? So again, this is a system variable, and we have the values from 0 to 2, as I was mentioning. And right now, 2 will create associative dimension objects. So that's what we want, right? So if you ever faced this problem, that means that your value for your dim assoc was either 0 or 1, but not 2. So knowing that, mine was 2, so I'm gonna press enter to accept that. And look what's gonna happen if I draw a dimension now. So I'm gonna draw a dimension, right, really quick, from this corner all the way up to this corner. And for now, I'm just gonna put it right here, right? This is for demonstration purposes, right? So I'm gonna click here and put it right there. All right, so let's now edit our base plan, right? So I'm gonna right click and open our Xref, and let's say I want to move this or stretch this up, right? So what I'm gonna do is stretch this about 12 inches and press enter. So right there, I'm gonna save my drawing and go back to my floor plan. And look what happened when I reload my Xref. You can see immediately that my dimensions were automatically updated. Isn't that great, guys? So what do you think about this technique, again, of utilizing the dim assoc system variable? You can imagine if you have hundreds of dimensions in a plan, you don't want to manually be moving or adjusting dimensions, right? So hopefully this technique is useful. Let me know on the chat what do you think. Hopefully you're gonna from now on make sure your dim assoc is set to 2, right? So you'll never have to face this problem and of course waste time. So let's see on the chat before we move to the dimension problem number 5. If what do you think about this solution? All right, let's see over here. Let me start getting ready for the dimension problem number 5. Let me know in the chat what do you think about this dim ASOC system variable. Let's see over here. I'm getting ready on my second screen for the other problem. Let's see where is it. Okay. Okay. All right. So we have Martin says, great, but I need to see examples of dim ASOC 0 and 1 as well as 2. So Martin, basically the one would be the opposite, right? Of your dimension will come as not associative. So for instance, if I select this dimension and go to my property palette, I can see an option here for associative right here, and you can see that it's set to no for this dimension. That means simply that our dim ASOC was at 1 or 0 when we created this dimension, right? So, and that's what we don't want. But if you select this dimension and go to the properties, you can see that the associative is either partial or in full, but that's why we or it adjusted automatically for us, right? So, but great question, Martin. Kumar says, yes, yeah, this is great, master. I don't know about the variable. Thanks a lot. Oh, so you didn't know about the dim ASOC variable. So Kumar, happy that you are learning something new, right? Again, even though you've been working with AutoCAD for many years, there is no way that you are utilizing all of the features in AutoCAD, right? So that's why we do these live streams, so we can learn together, right? So let's jump to the problem number 5. And the problem number 5 is about inconsistent. Let's see. So, yeah, so it's about inconsistent dimension styles. Yes. So as you can see over here, we have different dimension styles. One is Arch 96. This other one is RVW96, and we can see immediately the differences. So this is again a very common problem, and this is because we might not have if we go to the dim style, to the dimsty for the dimension style manager, sometimes this happens because we might not have our standard or correct dimension style available. So that's why people will start using other dimension styles, and this will bring up problems, right? So a solution for that, a solution for always have your standard dimension style or the dimension that you always use available in all of your drawings. The solution is a command, a macro command that we share with you called the lazy dim style that we created. So you might take a look at that one after this live stream, because again, this command is quick, it's short, and with one click will bring up your standard dimension style, so you don't have to worry or have these dimension style problems in your drawings. All right, so that's the solution, and let me now jump to the chat before we wrap up today's live stream. So I want to see to read some of your comments before we again wrap up today's live stream. Let's see. Douglas says average AC user only uses about 2% of what AutoCAD can do. Yeah, I mean, that might be true, Douglas. Again, there are so many commands, system variables, tools, features, and so on. Again, we don't need to know all of them, right? But at least we need to know the tools and features that can help us be more efficient, right? Save some time. We don't want to stress ourselves by working slowly in AutoCAD or inefficient, manually doing things. That's not what you want. When you want to work in AutoCAD, you want to have fun doing it, do things quickly and efficiently, and that's what I do, right? If I ever feel stressed out, or if I ever feel that this is taking so much time, I'm gonna come up with something to make it more efficient, right? Armando says, oh man, I've never knew about that command. Thank you, man, for it. Thank you, Armando. Martin says, yes, I agree, Douglas. I only know 2% of dim style command box. Douglas says, 40 years and I'm still learning. Wow, dude, 40 years using AutoCAD. That's great. That's great, Douglas. Thank you for being here and for sharing your expertise with everyone, right? So, Martin, before I forget, you had a question about the profile, right? How to change the profile. So what you have to do is go to the options dialog box by using the OP. There is a profile tab here, and what you want to do is right now I'm using this profile, but what you want to do is go to the first one. That's usually the default one. So I'm gonna say set current, and that will make it so once I hit apply and okay, of course I don't want to do it because I'm gonna mess up my AutoCAD interface, maybe the colors or something. But when you have a problem in AutoCAD, that's the first thing you want to do. All right, so Martin, hopefully I answer your question. Just thank you, Douglas and Irving. started release number 1, I think it was in 1982s. Yeah, probably, Douglas. So that was the release number 1 of AutoCAD. All right, guys, so I think I'm gonna do the contest for the let's see over here. All right, so I'm gonna do the contest for, let's see, where is the course that oh, here we go. All right, so it's time for the contest, guys. So hopefully you can win this. What is? Oops, I'm getting confused here. Give me 1 second. All right, so this is the what you can get. 100 AutoCAD tricks for you. Again, usually $10. I'm gonna give it for free to one of you folks, because you know I want to help you save some time in AutoCAD, right? These are tricks that I've been collecting again. So let's see how are we gonna do this. So I'm gonna ask a question, of course, right? And let's see what I'm gonna ask. Let's see. Can you think? Sangrana Jack says, you forget my first question. So your first question was about layers, right? If you have set up your layers or something. Let's see. Jack. Yeah, I'm gonna call you Jack. Let's see, what is your question? What if I have some text I want to turn on and keep the others off, but still want to use text layer? Turn on and keep the others off. What if I have some text I want to turn? I'm trying to understand your question, Jack. What if I have some text I want to turn on? It's off. I still want to use text layer. Like, I don't see a problem of doing that, Jack. Do you already try doing that and you were having a specific problem? So maybe you can answer that and we'll take it from there. Say, can you think of a live stream of option command box at some point? Just asking. Yes, that would be a great topic, Martin, because the options dialog box is again a very powerful. We can set up colors. Yeah, that's a great topic. I'll definitely add it to my topic list. Douglas says about default profiles. Okay, Douglas is requesting also the same topic. All right, so I'm gonna ask a quick question, and the person who answered correctly, of course, is gonna win this course, free, of course. And the question is, let's see. Well, Martin says, please and thanks. Okay, yeah, about options, right? The options dialog box, do a video about it. So, okay. So the question is, to win this this course that you are seeing on my screen, the first person who answered this question correctly, of course, is gonna win this, right? And the question is where I am from. Where is the Lazy Arquitecto originally from, right? So that's the question. If you wanna win this right now, the first person who answered correctly will win it. So let's see. Let's give it a couple of seconds. Let's see. Venice. It's so where I am originally from. So to give you a hint, I speak Spanish. Yo hablo español. So where I am originally from, the first person will win. I'm not US. Yo hablo español. I speak Spanish. How I'm gonna be from the US? That's funny. But let's see how much you know me, right? How much you know the Lazy Arquitecto. It's funny, but all right, we're gonna end this live stream with this winner because we've been here for 1 hour and 10 minutes. That's I'm hungry already, as always. I need to go and get my breakfast. Anyway, all right. So the winner, let's see. Jack says Venezuela. Good try, Jack, but I'm not from Venezuela. I'm gonna let's see. Martin says Venezuela. No, I'm not from Venezuela. Dropout Engineer says Oman. No, I'm not from Oman. Armando says Bolivia. I'm not from Bolivia. Let's see. Almatash says USPA. I mean, I live in USPA, but my question was where I was originally from, right? Martin says lol, Douglas. All right. Our friend Douglas is the winner. He says Peru, and he was the first person to answer. So Douglas, You are the winner, my friend. I'm gonna email you. I think I already have your email since you are also a supporter. You're a member of a YouTube member, right? So I already have your email. I'm gonna send you for free this course. It's 100 tricks, right? 100 AutoCAD tricks. It have a PDF also, so you can follow along with the tricks, and of course a video. So congratulations, my friend Douglas. Of course, Douglas says awesome. Guatemala says Jack. Mexico, Spain. Francis says Peru, South America, but Francis, Douglas answered first, so that's why he is the winner. But it was fun, guys. So I'm gonna stop right here. Douglas says, I was beginning to doubt my first answer. Okay, guys, I had a wonderful time today. Hopefully you also had a good time, and also you learned something useful to implement it in your AutoCAD workflow. I'm gonna stop right here, and hopefully you have a great day, right? You have a great day. Armando says, great, Douglas. Thanks for the live stream, says Jack. So, all right, guys. So have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'm gonna see you here next Sunday. All right. So see you guys.